It's strange, isn't it? How we all live on the same earth, under the same sky, and yet the weight on each person's shoulders can be so painfully different. You walk past someone on the street and never know they haven't eaten in days. You smile at a colleague who's been battling a sickness in silence. You wave to a neighbor whose child lies in a hospital bed somewhere, prayers whispered like threads holding them together. The world is hurting, and you can feel it in your bones if you sit still long enough. These days, problems aren't just distant headlines anymore. They knock at our doors, sit at our tables, and sometimes even sleep beside us. Sickness, silent, stubborn, and cruel, has robbed so many of their joy. Hospitals filled with the sighs of people who once laughed without worry. Families torn between bills and healing. Medicines priced like luxuries, and hope treated like fiction. Some wear brave faces, but inside they are screaming, "When will I feel normal again?" Then there are the invisible battles, the arguments behind closed doors, the tension that breaks families apart not because they don't love each other, but because they're exhausted, worn out by the grind, the expectations, the disappointments. Mothers snapping at their children out of frustration, fathers withdrawing into silence, siblings who no longer talk, friends who drift like leaves in a storm. Hatred has become too casual. It sits in comment sections, echoes in chants, and lurks in schools, workplaces, even places of worship. Racism and tribalism, poisonous twins, keep dividing hearts. A person is judged not for their character, but for their skin, their name, their accent, or the village their grandmother came from. The labels stick like shadows. Not one of us, not welcome, not good enough. In neighborhoods around the world, poverty has laid its roots deep. Children go to bed on empty stomachs while others throw away leftovers. A young man folds his dreams into paper boats and watches them sink because he can't afford tuition. A girl sells groundnuts on the roadside, her future traded for survival. And in the cities, joblessness grows like smoke, visible, choking, and hard to explain. People line up in suits for interviews that never call back. Others sit with degrees gathering dust, while their hope turns bitter.
We've added new worries too. Depression quietly sits beside people who once danced freely. Anxiety walks into rooms before we do. Social media shouts impossible standards. Be rich, be perfect, be loud. And if you aren't all that, you must be failing, right? But in the middle of all this darkness, I want to whisper something small but sacred to you. Still, the dawn will come. You see, the world may seem like it's crumbling, but people, ordinary people, are still rising. A teacher still wakes up at 5 a.m. to prepare lessons for children who may never thank them. A nurse still holds a trembling hand in the ICU. A young man, though jobless, still wakes up and irons his shirt because hope hasn't left him. A girl studies by candlelight because she still believes in her dreams. Even in places forgotten by development, communities share what little they have. Neighbors carry each other's burdens. Someone, somewhere, gives up their meal for another. The world is bleeding, yes, but it's also healing. Healing looks like forgiveness, like a son calling his father after years of silence, like a woman praying for her enemy, like a stranger helping another across a flooded street. Healing is quiet, not dramatic, but it's real. We need to start seeing each other again, not as tribes, races, ranks, or religions, but as humans. Just humans. Every child cries in the same tone. Every heart breaks the same way. Pain doesn't ask for identity cards, and neither should kindness. It's okay to be tired. It's okay to say, I'm struggling. Life is not a straight road. There are valleys and cliffs and places where your feet bleed. But there are also mountaintops, places where you'll look back and say, I didn't think I'd make it, but here I am. Your pain today is not the full story. It's just a page. And yes, some pages feel longer than others, but the book isn't finished. You're still writing it. So write with courage, even if the letters shake. If you've been sick, I pray healing comes not just in your body, but also in your soul. If you've lost someone, may their memory fuel your kindness. If you're broke, may provision find you like the morning sun, gradually but surely. And if you've been wronged, may you find the strength to forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you do. If you feel overlooked, know this: even seeds grow in silence. No one hears the root break open beneath the soil. But give it time, and you'll see a sprout, then leaves, then fruit. You are growing, even now. And if you're tired of waiting for change, be the change. It may sound cliché, but it's real. If the system is broken, be the kindness that fixes a part of it. If society is cruel, be gentle. If others are loud with hate, speak softly, but clearly, with love. We don't need more noise. We need more light. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is, I'm still here. You, reading this right now, that's courage. That's resilience. That's strength. Don't compare your journey with others. You don't know what fires they've walked through. You don't know what storms they're hiding beneath those Instagram smiles. And likewise, they don't know your battles. Walk your road honestly, with humility, and with hope. Life may not make sense right now, but your presence in this world is not an accident. You're needed, you matter, and your story is far from over. So breathe. Rest if you must. Cry if you must. But don't give up. Because even when the sky is darkest, the stars still shine. And even if the night feels endless, still the dawn will come.